Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We got 13 games here on a Wednesday to break down, Grande, and a lot of big names on this slate. It's the last big slate before the NBA All-Star break. We got a lot of names already ruled out for this slate. It's going to be kind of a wild ride.
Some previously ruled out, then ruled in.
Yeah, then some ruled out, then some already ruled back in. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to take a lot of news updates throughout the day with the playbook being written in the Discord, all the updates. And, of course, you're going to have to come back here at 5 o'clock Eastern time to make sure that everything that we talked about right here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time the night before is holding true, which in the NBA almost, not always the case here, Grande.
Oh, there's going to be nothing that changes. There's 13 games, 26 teams, absolutely nothing. Everything that we say is gospel. Make sure you change nothing about your lineup from when we go live to 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
Exactly. Make sure you do hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It is a free way to support the show. We do appreciate you guys who tune in each and every day. As I said on the live stream on Tuesday, over 1,000 of you each and every day tune into both the live stream and the preview show. We can't be thankful enough as we head into the All-Star break. You guys kind of taking this ride with us. We show up for you. You guys show up for us, and we'll continue to do that and hopefully continue to make you guys some money. You're playing some NBA DFS and obviously, with some betting along the way there as well. Again, we have so much to cover here. We're going to do our best going position by position. We're going to hit the injuries as we talk about them. We're going to do our best not to make this a 5-hour show as well with everything that we have to talk about. So let's just get going here at the point guard position here, Grande. Cade Cunningham is 10-2. You got Maxey, you got Brunson, and James Harden in that 9K tier. Brunson currently playing up against the Indiana Pacers. They got a back-to-back. This would be like 2 of that
one. Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think 3 of the back-to-backs are just teams running it back. I know the Clippers and the Rockets are doing the same thing, so maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, Cade is obviously, playable. Had a little boost after, the Malice at the Palace Part 2, even though it was in Charlotte, after Duren was ejected. But, we know Cade has a really high ceiling if you want to get there. Same thing with Maxey. Interesting to see if Joel Embiid ends up suiting up. Didn't play the other night against Portland. They kind of got boat raced by the Blazers. Maxey had a good game offensively, but didn't do much else. And that's kind of, out of the ordinary for him. So if Embiid doesn't play, I definitely have a lot of interest in Maxey. And, Brunson just has a big ceiling. Having a big game on the Tuesday slate, he is just a big-time player, right? He is starting the All-Star game. I think he was second team All-NBA last year. Just an elite player who we never really worry about on back-to-backs. He's usually just full go, second leg, ready to go.
Yeah, he's got a tremendous actual point ceiling, right?
Yes.
He just scores a lot of points.
A lot of points, yeah. In a lot of different ways. In a ton of every level. He can score at every level.
Yeah. And then you do, again, you have Cleveland here versus Washington. Harden had another really good game. Yeah. $9,000 for Harden here, 22, 10, 7. He had 3 blocks in that game against Denver as well. They won both games with Harden there. It's, again, you've said it yourself, it gives them a true second offensive option from Donovan Mitchell, right? That was something they've lacked. They wanted Mobley to be that guy. He's not consistent enough, and obviously he's hurt. Garland always hurt. Harden still very much at this level can score the basketball. And we've seen that. We've seen him facilitate the offense as well as being a point guard there. So got him a 9K in a really good spot against Washington.
I mean, he has exactly what Cleveland needs, I think. people were projecting the Cavs basically or the Knicks, right? That was the preseason expectation. Cavs or Knicks out of the East. Um, Harden raises their regular season ceiling. I think the Cavs are going to finish near the top of the East with Harden. And like as you mentioned, like Donovan Mitchell is the number one option, and that's obvious. Harden is an elite playmaking number two. Um, you do not want to get to a game 6 or 7 in a series, because, and that goes away. But for every other game, you'll get elite James Harden. And we've already seen through 2 games what he's done for Jared Allen too. I mean, Jared Allen is scoring like a maniac through 2 games with Harden. So yes, long-winded answer. Yes, love the. I've loved the Harden fit from I said it from like the
beginning. You're right,
and I think like long term, obviously, it's not like an ideal trade to trade for a guy 10 years older, but it is when like your window is like, well, Donovan Mitchell could leave in a year and a half, so that window is closing. Based on the Donovan Mitchell timeline. So, yeah, I love the Harden play tonight for sure.
AKTR gives you Jamal Murray down to $8,900. You have Eamon Thompson at 85. Ryan Rollins is 83. Booker, Murphy, Dwight, and Ball rounding out that 8K range.
Don't get the Murray price going down. I mean, for what? Jokic just played in all these games. Why is Murray's price gone?
He still went for 47 fantasy points.
I don't understand like what the price reduction is.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. I just yes on Jamal Murray. Another one like it's he'll be I think significantly lower owned than Harden because you look at the situations like, well, why would I play Murray when I could just play Jokic? It's like, well, if Murray gets 60 and Jokic goes for 60, you're in an advantage with Jamal, and I think 60 is possible. Amen, I just on a big slate, 8,500 is just a little too expensive for me. Yeah. Same thing with Rollins. Again,
price coming down on him at least.
Price is coming down, but I mean, we said it the other day, and we'll say it again. The better Ryan Rollins on his team is cheaper and has better eligibility. So, like, probably just not going to play Rollins. Elite spot for Murphy, who continued to just make shots the other day. He just ran out of steam because he never played a minute in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was unfortunate because we wrote up the over 21.5 there. And, guy that's playing 30, he should have played another 8 minutes had it been any bit more competitive. So, big sad there.
Yeah, it's an very unfortunate run there because in no scenario that he goes into the fourth quarter with 21 is he not going over 21. Not scoring,
yeah. Yeah, he was on his way to 30. So
Murphy, elite spot in the pace-up environment. Not a lot of interest in Derek White, but it is a good matchup. But 8,100 on a 13-game slate feels...
Yeah, unless Jaylen Brown gets ruled out, you can't touch that. So.
Which is always possible. We got to check his streaming schedule to see when his
next their live reaction to the Malice at the Palace Part 2.
Yes. It was an interesting reaction and a fair one too. He's being very fair in the reaction. But yeah.
LaMelo in that game, 29 minutes, 20 actual, 4-4 there. So it is a good spot against Atlanta. That should be another high scoring game for those two teams.
Yep.
So
yeah.
If you want to get there in tournaments, absolutely can. I mean, has suspensions been handed down yet? I haven't seen any updates, but I can't imagine like Bridges is playing or Diabate's playing.
I don't believe suspensions have been, but I imagine they will, like you said, be
right before they play this game. Right? There's no way there's not an action taken there. Yeah. So. You take out those two players, it could just help Ball, not Diabate as much as Bridges, but just kind of boost them up a little bit there. As you mentioned, Kevin Porter Jr., we talked about this the other day, like just, he is the better guard for fantasy. 28, 4-7 against Orlando in the same matchup. Just they got blown out. He played 36 minutes, had 28 actual. So, this game was actually kind of competitive for the first half, I believe, and then in the second half, it kind of ran away from them. But
yes, it was.
Still 7,900 for him. Collier, he was that game. We talked about it, right? They did the same thing. They tried to lose. Sensabaugh said, "Not on my watch," and made sure Utah won that game for whatever reason. But still, got Collier for 34 minutes. We did do the over/under 40 and a half, I think it was on the show. Didn't get there, but still, you're gonna tell me he's gonna play 34. You have to like it, right?
I am
all things Utah now.
Not so much. I just think there's we've talked about this. There is a distinct difference between 40 plus minutes and 34 minutes for a guy who's almost 8K. Because again, we talked about this with like Ace Bailey the other day. You know, I know Keontae's not playing, but Markkanen and Jaren Jackson are going to play for at least 3 quarters. So like, you're paying for a guy who
at
you
most
need
3 quarters.
Yeah, at most 3 quarters. But so like, even if it was a half, right? Like, let's just say Markkanen and Jaren both play 18 minutes. That's still 18 minutes that Isaiah Collier is third, fourth option. Yeah, but like he didn't as many like. Again, I'm not saying no, but you see the upside when he plays 48 minutes. You see what like at now 8K on a 13 game slate.
Yeah, that's
it's like I would just rather play Kevin Porter for $100 more.
Sure.
Or Jalen Suggs at 7K, who couldn't make a shot and it didn't matter because Jalen Suggs does everything all the time. Dude, he just does. I mean, Jalen Suggs can beat you in every possible way imaginable.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
every
game.
That I got killed on the minutes there. It's only 27 minutes, 3 rebounds. We had the over 4.5. You know, give him another 7, maybe he gets there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so like, I'm not completely out on Collier because the matchup. I just think that there's better plays around him if we're not gonna get the 48 minutes because that was the superpower.
Nembhard's having another good game tonight. In a tough spot against the Knicks. He's got Brooklyn there. Got Pritchard.
We know they're gonna sit.
They're gonna sit them all back to back. Yeah. Yep.
They're done. They're cooked.
They're done. Yeah, they're cooked. Yeah, for sure. CJM.
That's bad business. We already know none of them are playing.
We called this one though. When everybody was out for Atlanta, we're like, what happens when everybody goes out? CGM scores 40. He scored 38. Played 33 minutes in a game they lost by like 22 points. So, if Jalen Johnson doesn't play, Daniels doesn't play, if it's just bare bones Atlanta, I like McCollum here, Charlotte at $6,800.
Yeah, both listed questionable again too, so it should be much of the same.
We'll talk Anthony Black at shooting guard, just kind of help that out.
Okay.
Drew 62. Trey Johnson back, $5,900 for him.
Yeah, Trey Johnson back. I like Drew the minutes. A little indifferent about it overall, but with Denny back as well, and Scoot as well. 6,200 is fine. I'm not going to play Trey Johnson off the injury. We've seen this before. Washington.
Yeah.
They just rest. Yeah, they're gonna limit him, and we've also seen I just have no confidence in any of their starters playing on a night-to-night basis. I don't know.
Keyshawn got ruled out already, right? Is that what?
Keyshawn's out, and I think someone else is on the injury report. No, Keyshawn's not. It's him and Koulibaly are both on the injury report as questionable.
Got it. Ty Jerome still playing 20 minutes, still being a bucket. If the price keeps going up, it's very difficult to play him, obviously, when it's just 20 minutes. But damn, this dude, like another 40% usage rate.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's on the floor to produce. So I mean, again, I don't think you can play him at 5,800, but he still gave you almost 40 fantasy points. So
it's a tough one. It's a really tough one.
It's a tough one. You probably the answer is yes if you're making 20 lineups. It's probably no if you're making one, right?
I mean, he's 6x'd in 4+ in 405.
I know. It's
And like
insane.
absolutely, I mean, he's almost had 40 fantasy points in 20 minutes in 3 of them. He's just in, and it's not that he can't be this efficient. He's just been like incredibly efficient from the
He's not
floor.
even shooting the three well. It's just like
No.
he shot 43%, I think it was last year, 40% from three. So, if he started shooting 40% from three, what he's plus add the scoring,
Well, he's at 40% from 3.
Is he now? Okay.
39. He's at 39 right now.
Yeah, he started off a little bit slower, but he's picking up then. But yeah, again, tough question because the price keeps going up, but he's been really good. Where's our Sacramento? Carter's 45. Fears, you called out Fears the other day. Good game out of Fears.
Yeah, dude, they just don't have like, they're not playing Jordan Poole, right? So they're just gonna keep giving Jeremiah Fears like all the guard minutes off the bench. So I like Fears.
30 minutes.
30 minutes is really good. I would circle back to Colin Sexton at 51. Dude, he's had an elite role through 2 games for this team. He flipped off the rim. I don't know if you saw that, but he missed a free throw and gave the rim the middle finger, and he actually got fined for it as well.
No, I did not see that.
It's good. Go watch it. He literally flips off the rim in the middle of missing a free throw. But the role has been super elite. 5,100 for Colin Sexton looks good. The Scoot's minutes are only going to go up. He's been really good per minute. I don't think we could play him here, but just pointing out that he's been really another like.
I love Scoot Anderson.
You're very bullish.
I took him in best ball. I got him in like FSGA, and then he had like the worst hamstring pull of all time, I guess. So
yeah, their reporting kind of sucked and kind of screwed people.
They said he was gonna miss like a month, they definitely did not say he was gonna be out to the All-Star break.
No, they didn't. And then there was like no reporting on it ever. And then when they were asked, like no one ever gave up any information. So,
but this is kind of the reason I was excited for him. He's a dude that can score. He can fill the stat sheet up a little bit. He's a good facilitator. So
very good fantasy player. Very good fantasy player. I mean, there's a bunch. Yeah, and then they brought Dame back. There's a lot of like interesting, like really high fantasy per minute players at point guard, like Jerome, Scoot, Scottie Pippen at $4,800. Another guy who has just been like wildly good per minute. 27 fantasy points in both, and again 20 minutes because that's just what he does. He is just a very good fantasy player. You mentioned Fears.
You're here, knowing that you're up against Pacers backups.
Probably, but like, would you rather do that or where is Quentin Jackson?
Oh yeah, way down there, like 3K. Probably.
He was 34 on the Tuesday slate. He is. Oh, they moved him shooting guard, small forward. Okay.
There you go. We'll talk about him there then. Alvarado's 36. They rolled out OG again. He's making some plays.
Yeah, I would probably only play him if OG was out again. He's only played 18 minutes in a game that OG and Mitchell Robinson have missed.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make me feel good about the minutes necessarily.
Sure. All right. Anything else here? I mean, obviously, we know that the Pacers' value is going to exist. We'll just have to deal with that chalk when we get there.
I don't think there's anything else.
Is McCain getting an extra run for them? Not really.
No. Okay, so there is. I take this back.
Okay.
Jackie Eunice, $3,900.
Oh yeah,
has played really, really well off the Miami bench lately. They already ruled Norm out. They already ruled Hero out, and there's someone else on the injury report as well. Pelle Larson's already out. I think Wiggins is questionable too. So Jackie Eunice, 3,900. He's been obviously wildly good scoring the basketball, or just like in terms of efficiency. But
first round pick, man.
Yeah. But first round, 12 of 16 from 3 over his last 2 games is like just Washington and Utah. I guess
Spoelstra did it again.
Spoelstra did it again, right? So there's that at 3,900. All the Memphis, I mean, like they started Mashak the other day, Jemai Mashak. Coward's already doubtful. I mean, there's that 22, 30, 20, 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Memphis is an absolute nightmare right now. They're playing like 12 guys a night.
Yeah, their two best players play 20 minutes. So
Their two best players play 20 minutes. Sharif Cooper, another guy. If you want to take a shot on Washington stuff, you can, because they are one of the teams that are benching a whole bunch of players on a nightly basis. But I think that's it. I guess you guys will have more information if need be on the
Keith and
on the live.
Keith and I will have more info for you guys at 5. Jaylen Brown shooting guard eligibility here, $9,800 for that.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Hasn't played shooting guard yet, but you know what? Maybe they're preparing for the return of Jason Tatum. I don't know. You tell me. Anthony Edwards, $9,700.
Jason Tatum won't tell you. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see what happens. After the All-Star break, JT's back. Brown, Edwards, Mitchell, up over $9,000. I mean, blood aside, Donovan Mitchell would look real nice here at $9,500. But I don't think you can really go wrong with any of those three shooting guard options.
I'm not going to get no objections here. It's basically impossible to object to any.
I was going to say, hard to fight you on anything. I don't love the next group, Durant, Ingram, Booker. I like Ingram most nights. I don't love him versus Detroit.
Indifferent as well.
Yeah, I don't feel you can play KBJ, you can play NEW here again against Charlotte if those guys are out. I mean, most nights you can play NEW anyways, but if those guys are out,
he had a 50 piece.
Yeah, good scorer, dude. Just another level we've seen out of him this year, offensively. If you tuned in to the live show, I told you that this was a good chance to be a good Josh Hart rebounding night. It was. And I don't know what we're currently at with this game here. It was almost
he has a triple double.
Yeah. So, if Mitch Rob's out again, I mean, I'd always just say like there's in OG, like there's that kind of upside with Josh Hart in tournaments.
Yep. Yeah, I have. Yeah, no. Yeah, he's awesome.
Con 67, Anthony Black, Edgecombe. Tari shooting guard only. Tari Eason at $6,500. Is the DraftKings crew on the All-Star break already?
No, they've had Tari. They've had Tari listed in shooting guard only for.
That's the last time I played him. He was like power forward, but
he's been shooting guard for a little bit now, just because that's what they're. I guess that's. They've also had Durant Durant's been shooting guard small forward for months. I don't know what they're doing.
That's what I'm saying. So all right, well I guess he got him then. Bane 64, Oubre's there. Anthony Simon's revenge game. What big 6K range? There's 13 games on the slate.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to retire Simon's jersey. Yeah, obviously, Knipple would look pretty interesting if there's no Bridges. Anthony Black, I like both Orlando guys here. Anthony Black back-to-back 40 bombs. We know the minutes are going to be great. If you get a good Anthony Black night, yeah. I like Desmond Bane quite a bit at 6,400. The scoring has been there. We just need to get a little more peripheral stats. And we know that's in his bag. He is a good overall player. So yeah, Bane and Black. Edgecombe would definitely be in play if Embiid's out. Same thing with Oubre. Simons, really good game against Brooklyn. Really, really good game against Brooklyn. 23, 7, and 3. We kind of talked about it, just need to make shots. He did just that. He made shots.
The minutes are the key there, right? He's just locked in for 30-plus minutes for the Chicago team. So,
well, as long as Giddey and Trey Jones are not there, specifically Giddey. I don't know what they're going to do with I assumed. Who knows, dude? Dillingham is there. I mean, they have so many guards. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I literally have no idea. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about it on this slate, though, because
nope.
Giddey and Trey Jones are both still listed doubtful.
Sure. Again, a huge group. Neat Clifford's 55.
Dude, they
You
ruled
mentioned,
everyone out. I mean, they
I was gonna
ruled they
say,
ruled everybody out
that's what I'm
already.
saying.
Sacramento.
So like, just play. I mean, he's not as cheap as he's been, but like, if he's gonna play all these minutes, you just against Utah specifically, kind of have to
DeRozan.
want to play
DeRozan is
Kings
the
here.
DeRozan's the only like king not
Only veteran that's there.
yeah, Sabonis, Westbrook, Levine, Hunter, Monk, Keegan Murray, they're all out. So you're getting DeRozan 7K, but yeah, I think Neek's gonna play a lot of minutes. I mean, 40 and 37 the last two games. We kind of talked about it, though. He is not like a great offensive player. That was like, but it is Utah. It's just kind of an elite spot for the Kings. So
Yep.
I definitely have interest in all parties.
Would you play like Sensabaugh on the other side of that matchup if he's going to just play the fourth quarter and
No,
you have same feelings the other way? All right.
no, dude. Because again, these guys are not priced as if like if Bryce Sensabaugh was 3,900 or 4,100, I'd probably have a different opinion.
Sure.
But he's 5,500. So if he's playing a fourth quarter, uh, you know, on a 13 game slate, no, you know.
All right. You mentioned Sexton already. Agor is here. Fears, Isaiah Joe. Any value that you're keying in on?
Excuse me. I was looking for seeing where Jaden Ivey was. He's 56, shooting guard, small forward. I found that interesting. Any value? We talked Sexton. We talked Fears.
KCP.
Nothing like playing Contavious Caldwell Pope on a slate. You know, nothing gets me
Merrill
riled
down
up
to
quite like.
43.
Yeah, it's been a tough sitch for basically anybody not in their like big three there. If like Plowden, if Plowden were to start, he was terrible the other day, but you know, like
107 from 3. You know, is play
yeah,
20 minutes.
I'm not against Plowden if he is in the lineup, which probably would expect him to be.
Yeah, is your QJ play?
Dude, he he had another. Currently, there is like 6 seconds remaining in
Pacers
that game.
got the ball down 1. They're about to go to the free throw line. Or
Pacers
got the ball
up
up 1. Yeah, they're about to get
20
fouled and go to the free throw line.
23 minutes, which is pretty terrible for Quentin Jackson, but because every time he's on the floor, he produces. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's made 3 threes. He has a steal and a block. Dude, he's just an elite fantasy player. Like every time he's extended, he is doing something crazy in fantasy. So yes, at 30, he is one of the better plays. What else do we have here?
You mentioned Gardner a few times.
Yeah, he'd have to start. Has to start. We didn't mention Cam Jones at point guard, so we can mention him here. $4,000. When they had the sub game against Utah, he played 36 minutes, 12, 6, and 8. It's Brooklyn. Like I just assume that's how it's going to be again. I would absolutely play some Cam Jones as well. Ben Shepherd probably starts. You can do that. Talon Peter, 3K. He played the last time we saw Talon Peter was he played 30 minutes against Utah. So I think basically anyone that's available at shooting guard is playable.
Okay, we'll go to small forward then.
For Indy specifically, just want to.
Well, honestly, 13 games. We said we rattled like 35 players off. So
yeah.
All right, small forward. You have Kawhi against Houston here. Again, no fear for Kawhi Leonard. Brown, Durant, same group there. Jalen Williams back $8,200.
Yeah, he played the other day. I am interested. They also reported like somebody sat without an injury. So I wonder who it was. Like I wonder if J-Dub was already healthy. I think it was Hartenstein, but we'll see if they find anything in their investigation. I'm not playing J-Dub for the record. Kawhi second leg. Kawhi second leg of a back-to-back. We'll see. I expect him to, we'll say he'll play, but you never know. Their last game before the All-Star break. We talked Jaylen Brown. Basically,
Yeah.
probably the only guy who would play until Brandon Miller.
I said Brandon Miller would be the next guy, right?
Yeah.
Going up against Atlanta here. Again, live to be a bucket at any point in time. 24, 3-3. Not really what you're looking for. You want more peripheral stats, but the 24 points is great. So
Yes.
you can live on that one. Wagner returned. What was his minutes in that game? 17. They said he was going to strict limit.
Yeah,
that held
limit.
true.
Yep.
DDRs, you mentioned, the only King veteran that's active for this game. Could be a big game for DeRozan, but difficult there. Dylan Brooks went off early in the first quarter of this game tonight. Tougher matchup, obviously, against the Thunder here. Sadiq Bey did not have 50 fantasy points again. What do we think here in 6K range?
Sadiq Bey didn't have 50, huh? It's weird.
Nope.
12 crazy. No, I mean it's technically it's not his fault. His team just went absolutely nuclear, so he didn't really even have a chance to get 50. I don't have like a lot of things to say here. I don't hate like the Portland stuff, but I also don't love it. I think Oubre would stand out if Embiid were to not play. RJ Barrett looks pretty good, 32 minutes, but the spot doesn't look great. So, like, I'm okay with RJ Barrett. We kind of talked about, like, Tyson's basically, like, everybody else but Harden, Mitchell, and Jared Allen are, like, kind of going to suffer a lot. So, and Tyson is definitely suffering in statistical categories. So, not a lot to say. Like, Barrett is my favorite player there, but even the matchup just like doesn't stand out. Obviously,
no, I agree. Tough scenes there. Under 6K. Again, there's just so many players here. You can play a lot of these guys with dual positional eligibility. Like Neek is someone we've kind of highlighted. GG at 54. $100 maybe, or Jordan Miller if at 5K. If there's no Kawhi. Jalen Wells at 47. You mentioned already there's unlikely no Coward. Any of those names stand out to you?
No. They don't. GG is not going to play enough, and he's too inconsistent. Miller would. I agree on your Miller shout if we get the Kawhi resting on a back-to-back. But nothing else.
We just had an all-world cash for those who followed the Best Bets article today. We had Towns over 21.5. With 0 seconds on the clock, he grabbed an offensive rebound and got fouled and just made both free throws to send the game to overtime, but also go over the 21.5. So congrats to those who followed that play.
Congrats to those who followed. I think like Herb Jones at 45 looks okay. It's a great game environment. Julian Strawther has started back-to-back games. He has looked pretty incredible offensively, which we have seen before. He is.
I mean, if Joker's back, right? Like he makes everybody just better around him, and if Strawther's now kind of finding a rhythm with consistent minutes, we know he can score.
I think. I wanted to see the Spencer Jones status before I comment here fully. Spencer Jones is questionable. Okay, that's probably important to Strawther because they had been starting Spencer Jones. So we'll see. If Spencer Jones is out again, I'd absolutely go back to Strawther.
Got Kobe Sanders at 43. We didn't mention Matherin, but if Kawhi sits, does Matherin get a bump?
Yes. What do we got?
I think he's shooting guard only.
Shooting guard only. $5,800.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he would. He
came off the bench tonight, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's playing terribly.
Okay.
But like we know that is also Benedict Mather in a nutshell. Like he
Yes.
does things like that.
Are they
And then
playing Will
next game he
Riley
might
anymore?
who?
Nah. Will Riley.
Well, I mean, anymore. He one game. He played 45 minutes the game before. Are they not playing him? He didn't play 45 again. Gosh dang it.
Well, I wanted to see 30. He went 29, 45, 21. So.
Yeah, they're going to be a nightmare. They're going to be an absolute nightmare moving forward.
But he was cooking. He was cooking for a bit.
He was. You can definitely take shots on Washington and hope that it's one of those nights where they like play their guys. Commenting on Jarris Walker, we went past him. He's 5,800 small forward, power forward. I know he was ruled out on Tuesday. If Jarris Walker is not ill, yeah, I mean we've seen this multiple times. He's gonna play like 40 minutes. So he played 32 minutes. He had 24-6 and 4 in the game against Utah when the rest of the team was out. So just wanted to circle back to I kind of forgot about Jarris Walker as well.
You got 31 minutes at a Kispert with Daniels and Jalen Johnson out of the lineup. Could go back there.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, he's a can fill it up.
I mean, if he hits his threes, we've seen him score before. So
can fill it up really fast offensively. Yeah. I think something Kobe Brown is another interesting play. Indiana, he's part of the Zubac trade, $3,500 small forward only. He's going to get like 40 minutes if he's actually played, I think, decent minutes on Tuesday. 19 minutes for Kobe Brown, 8.6 rebounds, an assist, and a steal so far for Kobe Brown. So they're probably going to play him like 40 minutes if and when they roll everybody out.
All right. Power forward position we go then. Again, Jalen Johnson's 10-7. If he was to play, we would be interested.
Yes, we would.
We'll talk Şengün at center, Scotty Barnes, Denny, and Banchero, your 9K group.
Yeah, Jalen obviously in play, as you mentioned. Scotty almost helped me take down a tournament the other day. Shout out to Scotty.
Finally got it right, huh?
Finally got it right, dude. First time ever. Not the best spot, but like we say this all the time, the guy just has a ceiling as high as like a lot of players in the NBA.
Yeah.
Denny, first game back, 27 minutes, 26, 10, and 8 in his first game back from his like 2-week absence. This guy is so good.
He helped me take down a fantasy spin contest. I had a good 2 days in a row. We had the Super Bowl, and then we had the fantasy spin the next day. I locked him in thinking maybe he wasn't going to play, and then he obviously played and outperformed his projected points. So that was
well outperformed the projection.
They had him for like 41. I was like, I'll lock him Denny at 41, and if he doesn't play, like we're good to go. And he goes to scores like 60. So
and is the fantasy spin scoring? Is it sorry for asking. Is it 3 points for steals and blocks?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, don't know, but I know that team also had Joker on it, which was nice.
Oh, okay, there you go. Joker and Denny's a good start.
Joker, Denny, great.
And Paolo, great spot. Wouldn't shy away because he had a bad game against the Bucks last time. We've seen this from Paolo all year long. Like
no one's gonna play him.
No one's gonna play him. I mean, big game, bad game, big game, bad game. Right? That's just like Paolo has done that ad nauseum, like all year long. So
why spend 9K on Banchero when you can spend 8K on Zion Williamson? Like why?
It's a pretty fair question. He was absolutely smashing, and then didn't because again, another just player that didn't play in the fourth quarter, and that's unfortunate. So,
yep, I agree. But it should be a better match. I mean, obviously we know how good of a pace up spot it is against Miami, so it should be a little bit of a better spot there.
Yes, for sure.
Portis 7K, Kuzma in that range, Jaquez.
Yeah, not playing any of those Milwaukee guys, by the way. Kuzma or Portis. With what KPJ and Ryan Rollins do, it's impossible to play like anything else.
No, I agree. John Collins is having an okay game tonight. I don't know if you'd be interested in going back there.
Nope.
Yep.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
We assume Bridges is going to be out. Do we get
Great
a Grant
takedown, by the way. Did you see? Great takedown by Miles Bridges.
Yeah. I mean,
Great takedown.
Dude, obviously a fight was going to happen when Bridges and Isaiah Stewart were on the floor together. So the fight wasn't even with them, but they had to insert themselves to be.
Beef Stew absolutely gets like many games, right?
Repeat offender, right? Like, I mean,
like many games, like double digits.
He came off the bench to fight, so yeah, he might be done for the year. Honestly,
he did the LeBron. He did the sprint that he did at LeBron, but like from the bench this time.
Yeah, he might be done for the rest of the regular season because there's only like 30 games left or something.
I was gonna go like 10-15. That was gonna be my guess, but I mean,
he's been suspended for fighting before, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, true. No, it's I'm not necessarily saying that it wouldn't be the case, but
if this is hockey, every time you get suspended for like a bad hit in hockey, your suspension increases. So like,
okay,
yeah, if you keep getting suspended for fighting and things like that, like you just get a bigger one the next time.
That's interesting because like they fight all the time in hockey.
Well, you don't get suspended for fighting, but if you get like illegal hits, like boarding calls and things like that in hockey, like if you get sent to the disciplinary committee, the more times each time you're considered a repeat offender, like your suspension increases basically.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyways, a little hockey talk here. Value group. I mean, if Stewart's out, there's some minutes to be had. Maybe our boy Holland gets some extra love, possibly.
Our boy Holland. Yeah. We're the first people to run to play Ron Holland all the time.
Cardwell 53. That's your guy. Reno had a bigger day, but I mean Cardwell's still really good.
Reno went absolutely nuclear. You were spot on with that. And it's like Cardwell also had a huge game, but he didn't have Reno's
I just get Reno as the pivot. I was just like, listen, Cardwell's getting all the chalk. Reno's starting. If you want to just spend the extra $100 and pivot off a little bit, like maybe there's a chance. And but both of those guys in a really good spot are going to play against backups in Utah in the fourth quarter, not have to deal with Jaren Jackson Jr. So
yeah, and they're just going to play regardless of just the fourth. They're just going to play. Like, I know Jaren makes them better. Utah also is the worst rated defense in the NBA, regardless of who's been on the court this year. So like.
They keep winning. They keep having a lead going into the fourth quarter.
Dude, right away, I was like, that's a great trade for Utah. That feels like a good team.
Yeah. Wait till they add the number 2 overall pick to it.
Darren Peterson next year or Devanza, and they're just like, oh, we have to trade somebody now.
Yeah. So Clowney's questionable. They already ruled MPJ out. It might go back to our guy Danny Wolf here. Got his name right the first time.
No, we don't need to do that. It's okay. No, he's fine. He's fine. It's a good play.
Time Lord or power forward eligibility.
That's I mean, good for him, I guess. Super sick fantasy. I mean, he is an insane fantasy player for what it's worth. Absolutely nut job fantasy.
8-6-2-1, 15 minutes.
Can't believe I never believe he's gonna get traded again. He's just never gets traded.
Dude, wait till he gets a healthy year. Just wait till he gets healthy.
Wait till he gets a healthy year. We're doing that again, huh?
Oh, Ron Holland's out, brother.
Ron Holland's out. Yeah, Ron Holland's out.
Okay. So
he's been out for a couple. I saw a couple memes last game about how sad he was that they were fighting without him.
Hendricks cooked. What do we do, Liam?
Probably. I mean,
is this a real spot for them? Like, what do we think?
Probably no Aldama. I would rather like you mentioned Gigi earlier. I'd rather just save $1,200 and play this, right? Like he's just Hendricks? Cheap and just cheap and there's just a better ceiling, especially like if everyone's just playing like 20 to 28 minutes, right? That's like what Utah or what Memphis is doing right now. Then yes, I will click Hendricks for sure.
You ready for chalk Grant Williams?
It's possible. I'm not. I mean, I don't.
25 minutes. Had to play him. Guys could be suspended. He could play the 4 and the 5, 3,800. As
would
much of a
be
meme as we like to make him, not actually a terrible basketball player, right?
I would be surprised if he was chalk because it's Grant Williams, but I don't hate.
If they come out tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon with suspensions for Diabate and Bridges, I think people flock to Grant Williams at $3,800 on a 13 game slate just because they're looking for value.
We'll bet something on that because I don't think so. I'm not saying he won't be
over under 20%. What do you think?
Under, way under.
Okay,
but
I play him under 20%. I would play him. I would have no problem.
I'm not saying I hate Grant Williams. I just don't think he's ever given us like a reason to like be that bullish on him. I'm not saying he's even been bad, but he's not been like he hasn't been a fantasy. He hasn't been close to a fantasy point per minute this year. Shooting like 39%.
Circumstances obviously dictate that, right? I mean, the minutes and the team that he's playing with, but you're moving players, potentially increasing his role on that team. He's giving you 29 and 26 in 2 of the last 4.
I'm telling you right now, if there's a chalk Grant Williams, Godspeed to the whole field. I will not be joining. I will not.
Micah Potter, 36. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's for. I mean, yeah. Like, I wrote this in the playbook on Tuesday. Like, he was the highest owned player in the middle of the day when there was like before like all the Lakers news came out, right? Like he was like the number 1 owned player, and I wrote in the playbook, like, I probably wouldn't play the highest owned player, Micah Potter. And that was, again, before basically everything we knew. 13 game slate, I mean, if they're out everybody and he's starting, like, I get it. But he's
played 28
he's
minutes.
Not a good fantasy player.
Pacers won this game in overtime tonight. That's kind of crazy. QJ went 17, 6 and 3. Nembhard 24 and 10. Siakam had 30 actual.
Is it still? It's 12 seconds. Shamet just hit a 3.
Down 4. I mean, it's not over, but they're up. Pacers are up 4. 12 seconds left, and Towns fouled out. So
we've seen the Reggie Miller clips far too much. I
mean, listen, they got the overtime on the play like that.
The Pacers need to lose, so like Rick Carlisle could be drawing up a turnover right now in the huddle. You know. That's fair. Their pick that they traded for Zubats is like very weirdly
it can't land like 4 to 8 or something like that, right?
Yeah, 5 to 9. It can't be 5 to 9. If it's 5 to 9, then the Clippers get it. If it's 1 through 4 or 10 plus, it stays in Indiana. So like they either have to go on a run and win a bunch of games or just lose. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to center here. Obviously, there's just so much to talk about. We'll get some injury news, and we'll be able to kind of narrow it down a little bit for you all here. Long scroll here. Joker's 12-2. Embiid's $9,900. If Embiid was to be active for this game, I would click that button. Immediately, Towns is super soft. That would be an easy click. But nothing against this man. I mean, he's also at the game of basketball, so. But I just lead at this price.
I find it very interesting with Jokic. By the way, they're losing a lot with him. By the way, obviously it's not his fault. I'm not saying it is. They are being very cautious with him. Other than that overtime game where he played 45 minutes for no reason at all, they have been extra cautious with Nikola Jokic.
33 minutes.
It's been, and it's not bad, but we know Pascal Siakam just missed both free throws. By the way, I'm just saying. Just saying.
Up 3?
Saying.
He missed.
No, up 4.
He missed 1 of 2 to put the Knicks in range for the 2 free throws. So
I am just stating that do not call this game over.
Well, if Jalen Brunson goes down and knocks down a 3, you might be right. Anyways, you can obviously play Nikola Jokic here. He's awesome.
Embiid as well.
Again, Joel Embiid also really good at this game, and I really like this matchup for him against the Knicks if he is to be active for it.
Yep. Yep.
Same thing with Bam. I really like Bam at 87 with no Norm. 37 minutes, double, great matchup for him. I'm not intentionally skipping Şengün, but I feel like for $9,400, he's just kind of wedged between players I'd rather play. But you can obviously always play Şengün if you want.
You can always play him. That's how I view it as well. I mean, really good tournament upside.
Yep. Vuk revenge game, $7,300 off the bench against Chicago.
Yeah, I mean he was in big foul trouble last game, so it's hard to really like assess his game against the Knicks.
The entire Celtics team got in trouble in that game, and then they just proceeded to have 4 for 40 from 3. I think they were as a team against.
Probably not 70. 73 probably.
I'd rather play just a Kongwu probably at 72.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather play Jared Allen at $7,000. Jared Allen continues to, again. I keep saying it, but like he keeps scoring, and I think he's going to keep scoring. The minutes are great for Jared Allen. There's no Evan Mobley still. Yeah, it's as good as it gets, and I'll keep saying it. Him and James Harden are going to be an elite pick and roll pairing. It's just an elite pick and roll play. Yes.
So they
hit a 3, didn't they?
Here's another.
The Knicks hit a 3. Jalen Brunson just hit a 3.
Did he? Cool. That's actually crazy. How many seconds are left?
5 seconds. Knicks have no timeouts. Pacers used their last timeout, so the Knicks will have a possession in this.
Nembar just kind of throw a basketball, throw it into the stands. Oh no, it got away from me. A couple of value plays here that are worth noting. CMB's out, so you have Mamu here at 54.
Yep.
Claxton
might be Pirtle. Pirtle might be back in this game.
You have Daron Sharp, T2 against Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Pirtle back?
Oh my god.
Well, even if Pirtle's back, he's gonna be very limited.
Yes. Keyword back in that one, by the way, because Pirtle's back.
Right? Yeah. If Diabate is suspended, you have Kalkbrenner at 49, Raynaud at 5K, Sharp at 52, Cardwell 53, Mamu 54. Like, there's a lot of good value here at center.
Raynaud, did you say Raynaud in that?
I said Kalkbrenner, Raynaud. I kind of went upward, up in price. Kalkbrenner, Raynaud, Sharp, Cardwell, and Mamu.
Okay.
On that spot right there.
How would you rank them all? I'll tell you like this.
I mean, Daron Sharp is a fantasy point per minute freak. So,
and he gets Indiana.
I just don't know how many minutes he's going to get. If 6 here and had 51 fantasy points.
He started those games earlier in the year and he played 30.
I mean, yes. I mean, 30 minutes here, give you 37 fantasy points at 3,700. 30 minutes. Against a tough matchup against Orlando, 32 here, 38. I mean, this guy has put up some huge numbers, and we know what the Pacers don't have. They don't have front court help, and they might be sitting more of these guys. So
they probably don't. Like, I would imagine Huff and Potter both play, right? Because they don't have the.
I'll even give you that. That doesn't inspire any more confidence here.
No. I wasn't saying it to inspire confidence. I was just saying, like, their front court is what it is. They traded Isaiah Jackson. Tony Bradley's not on the team anymore. Like, Zubats is not playing through the All-Star break. So, like,
Mamu's probably last because he's got to go up against Detroit.
What about this one, John? What about Khalil Ware? They started him the other day. Yeah. He fouled out in 14 minutes, which is not great. But he started.
I know.
He just fouled out. They're down a bunch. I mentioned it to you in the Washington game. And he started. And unfortunately, he just was in foul trouble the whole entire game. But the Pelicans run double big lineups, so just throwing that out there. I think it's possible to throw Ware's name in the mix because, like, he is as good as anybody, if not better than everyone on this list per minute.
I would.
He just got in big foul.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Per minute, he's as good as anybody else right there.
Yeah. But you. My problem is that like he's also as live to do what he did and or get pulled off the floor for, because Spoelstra decides not to play him anymore.
But like I think he's like comfortably ahead of some of the situations, like Kalkbrenner.
Sure. So you like him more than Kalkbrenner? You think Kalkbrenner gets the minutes?
Yes.
Assuming
if Gilliware starts,
you have to assume Diabate is.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you play him? So you'd play Ware over Sharp then if they both started?
That's a really, 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 really close one. That was probably the one that I would have the most trouble with, Sharp and Ware, because I think like I don't need to worry about Cardwell. I could play him at power forward, so it's not like a worry for me. Reynaud is obviously an interesting one because, as you mentioned, and we talked about it, like he starts, so there's a wide range of like outcome for like what Reynaud can possibly do. 21-19 is a large ceiling against the worst team in the NBA. Minutes. So yeah, 38 minutes. So between Sharp, Ware, and Reynaud, I think like having exposure to those three guys is like really great.
Yeah, and again, we have to wait on the Claxton news, but I mean they could be without Claxton, Clowney, and they already ruled MPJ out. So
yes,
that's a lot of front court guys that don't exist in Brooklyn for Sharp just to play a boatload of minutes if he's available. What does the value look like for you here? Would you play? I guess if there's no Embiid, would you take a look at Drummond here?
Yeah, he started probably. Excuse me. I would probably be okay with Drummond. Memphis started Kyle Anderson. They probably can't start Kyle Anderson against Jokic, but just throwing it out there. Vucevic is just a maniac fantasy player. Like, just I don't know what goes into his performances every night, but he is a psycho. So yes, Vucevic. Jalen Smith is listed doubtful. Like if they start Yabu, good for him. Nick Richards is just the better center play between him and Yabusele.
Yeah.
Not that I think Yabusele is bad. Nick Richards is cheaper. He played more minutes the other day. He is more of a traditional center, like, dude, 26 minutes, 12, 6, 1, 2, and 2. That was like Charlotte, Nick Richards, when he would get extended, right? Like,
this is the weird thing about the NBA and centers is that there's a lot of centers in the NBA that you and we've been doing this for longer than some of these guys have had careers in the NBA. Yep. We've seen a lot of centers come and go through the NBA. There's a lot of centers who can play when they get minutes. They just can't. I guess they can't play defense, or there's reasons they don't get the minutes.
Right.
But when they do get the minutes, they're really productive from a fantasy perspective. And Nick Richards is a guy where we see him in Charlotte and he's getting 30 minutes. Like, look at this dude. He's out here putting up 40 fantasy points. And he gets traded and he can't see the floor in Phoenix. Like they're playing scrubs. You're like, why is Nick Richards not playing? I don't understand. So. And now he's on a bad team, and they don't have any front court plays. They traded for 600 guards, and now Nick Richards is going to get 30 minutes down the stretch.
All facts. And so I do think, like, when you look at him versus Yabu, I mean, again, Yabu played 22 minutes. I'm not saying that's going to be every game, but Richards is more traditional center. So I think Vucevic, Richards is your answer there. It is worth mentioning, John. If Pirtle doesn't play, Trace Jackson Davis is also a guy for Toronto that
they even traded for him.
Yeah, could see like some pretty solid minutes if Pirtle were to not play. So just keeping that in the back of our minds as well, because Detroit is obviously, depending on who's available, even if it's just B-ball Paul. I mean, they're typically a bigger team, or they run a lot of big
Do the
set.
Clippers sit Brolo on a back-to-back? Do you get like
It's possible Niederhauser and Isaiah Jackson? That's your center room, but it's possible. Definitely possible.
Does Xavier Tillman get extra run?
Dude, the fact that you laughed before you said that answered your own question.
All right, can we laugh about this guy? 16 minutes, 14 and 2.
He's a sicko. I mean, he just is what he is, dude.
Wendell Carter Jr. did not get ruled out of that game, so we didn't get to figure out what they would do.
We did not, and we just the thing we do know is that Mo Wagner is going to play 16 to 18 minutes and just be a maniac during his time on the floor.
Shoot. He's going to shoot the basketball.
Yep, just shoot the basketball.
All right. Let's get a core in very, very bold quotations because this is a 13-game slate that we're recording the night before any real injury news has come down.
Well, Sacramento. Well, we do know Sacramento is facing Utah with their whole team out.
So we playing like Carter and Meek Clifford then?
We know. Yes. I mean, I think. Yes, I am. I mean, there's a lot of things I would play there, like Plowden, Achua, Carter, Reynaud, Cardwell, Neek. I would play any combination of those 6 players for sure. Which I know is I know that's a lot, but you know.
And I mean, like Clifford and those Plowden's cheap, but Clifford, Reynaud, and Cardwell at least up over $5,000 now, so you're not just like straight up punting. Again, I still feel like we just played one of these 5K centers. I'll put Ware in as a placeholder, but like I really want to play Sharp if he ends up being the guy.
I agree. Yep, I agree.
So like, what's our spend then? Who's the number one spend up? Would it be Jalen Johnson if he's active? I guess.
I mean, the answer is going to be if Jokic is going to be loaned because everyone's playing value centers, then I'll probably figure out a way to get Jokic. But if you're being more reasonable than just jamming Nikola Jokic every slate, then yeah, I mean, Jalen. We also have 3 shooting guards in Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, and Anthony Edwards that could go for like 50 actual. Like Ant. You look at Ant, big pace-up spot, plays 40 minutes a night, is going to take minimum 20 shots, and 10 of them are going to be from 3. Like, Anthony Edwards, to me, looks as good as any other spend-up on the slate. That was definitely Pete Nance and not Anthony Edwards. That was interesting. When you went to Anthony Edwards, it was absolutely...
I'm clicking at DraftKings is lagging here. There we go. We're good.
It was absolutely a picture of Pete Nance, and then it went to Anthony Edwards, which was hilarious.
Yeah, let's leave. How about this? We'll leave the spend up for you guys to do. Let's get another mid-range play that we want to deal with here. Finish that up.
No, I want Ant.
You want Ant? Okay, you want Anthony Edwards. Okay.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Okay. Then that's a solidified take here. Anthony Edwards. We'll move Neek to small forward. Small forward, Neek Clifford. All right, one more play, $6,300. Honestly, it might just be like, does Ware have power forward eligibility or no?
No, he's center only.
Okay.
They've refused to give either of those players any other eligibility other than center.
Dual eligibility
doesn't make any sense. I mean, there was like so 5 players. I mean, we're not playing anything Indiana right now, like Quentin Jackson.
Yeah, actually,
we know for a fact Indiana is not going to play their guys. Now that they won and played overtime, they might not even feel the team. They might just take the loss.
All right, we'll do this then. I mean, that's $7,000 for your forwards and utility, or however you want to maneuver it around. Again, we're waiting on injury news. You can definitely get another cheap play and get another spend up if you want to here. Keith and I will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern time to go over all of this with you guys again. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you later.